Anselmo The Illegals and Superjoint, and you're listening to FANTASM Podcast.
I'm Corey Gorechrist here at the FANTASM Podcast. We have the honor of speaking a killer fucking record. Now, from what I've read, was it recorded back in like 2014 and 15? So it's been a while. You guys been working on this one?
Yeah. I mean, the overall recording process for it happened pretty quickly. It's just we just sort of sat on it for a while because we had Superjoint, we had so many other things going on.
Right. Yeah, you're a machine. You've been pumping them out.
Yeah. So we I didn't really expect it to take that long.
Right.
But then again, I don't think any of us really did.
Sure.
But man, when we recorded it, it was just one of those things like, man, this is the shit.
Yeah.
But
I was gonna say,
you know, like I said,
if
situations came up, so we waited. But now the time is finally right. But that's how you know that this record is going to be, it's going to fucking kick everybody's ass, and it's going to be semi-revolutionary compared to everything else, I think.
Right.
Because this record was recorded several years ago, but it's coming out now, and it still kicks absolute major fucking ass.
Yeah, so, I gotta agree with you there, and fans of them, you won't be disappointed because it was well worth the wait. So.
Oh, absolutely. And now that after saying that, we're a tighter band. We've gotten a lot more hours of jamming together, so the next album is going to be even more insane. Awesome.
And then you guys are already pumping out stuff for the next record, or you?
Bits and pieces, but nothing's completely done yet.
Nice.
We're just trying, man. We're just trying to stay busy.
Awesome. Yeah, if you want to, you can do a track by track of the record if you can.
If I can't, I don't even know if I know all the proper names of all the songs yet.
Let's see. No, the singles anyway. Of course, we got mental illness as a virtue,
that's probably one of my favorites.
Or choosing mental illness. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the weirder riffs, and it's just got a fucking weird ass groove to it, and dude, they're scorchers. Like compared to a lot of the other albums I've been on, this is definitely the most extreme thing I've ever done. So
awesome, man. Now, what about the ignorant point?
Oh, the ignorant point. It's ignorant, ain't it? It's ignorant in how we put together these riffs. Yeah, everything is just, when people are like, man, you know, Philip's been doing it for so long, but what does he really have to be mad about? It's like, there's plenty to be mad about.
Yeah, you can always find something, just go on the internet, you know?
Yeah, you can always find something, for sure.
Or turn on
but I think it's more so just not just about being pissed off, it's about, you know, really conveying a really broad message.
Sure.
And really to try to, you know, wake the fans back up and get them back and get them involved and let everybody know that just because, you know, we've been doing it for so long, or Philip's been doing it so long, you know, he's still out there to fucking push buttons, push envelopes, and
right,
you know, try to make something new out of music.
Well, people fail to realize too, especially now, because it's in an age where we're wanting things to be positive and correct things to be addressed, you know, moral-wise, but, you know, metal has always been about attitude and pushing the envelope and trying to point at the things that make us pissed off, and it makes us feel better about it, you know, so the whole attitude
there's
thing.
There's an outlet, you know, music is an outlet for everybody, and, you know, you're not,
exactly,
you know, no one should fucking go out and harm anybody else. That's not what we're fucking saying. What I'm saying is, if you're pissed off, fucking come to a show, get out that aggression around other people that fucking feel exactly the same way you do.
Right.
Or close, and have some fucking fun. You know what I mean? Get in the pit, fucking get your wiggles out, do what you gotta do.
Agreed. Or headbang, whatever you gotta do.
Absolutely. My favorite is like, when people are in the front, and they're headbanging, but they want to look cool, so they got one hand in their pocket, but they got the horns up with the other hand. They got one foot back and they're headbanging and throwing up the horns, but they still got a hand in their pocket because it's like, I'm cool, bro.
I'm reserved, you know.
Yeah, I'm reserved. I'm not completely losing my shit. I got a hand in my pocket.
Well, some people don't know how to let loose. They need some whiskey or something to get the nerves out.
Some people let too loose, bro.
That too. Maybe some screws in there too, loose. But you know, it's good to get out to a show and just do what your spirit wants you to do, because it's a lot of people I see hold back and don't really feel like they fit in where they're at, and that's really
Oh man, I've met people that are completely reserved, and then you see them at a show, and then it's looking bananas. Or you know, I've worked with people, and it's like, oh, you're in a band, man. Oh, that's cool. And you go see their band, and you're like, what the fuck? Where'd that come from? And that usually happens with metal bands, because I mean, that's it. You know, not saying that everybody is like trying to embody a character, but
right
up there, we're either a character or our true selves.
It's true. Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
It's really, you know, pick your poison.
Yeah, you guys got shows coming up for the Illegals?
We don't have anything planned as of yet, because we were going to do a tour early on, so things set us back.
Right.
But in the spring, we're going to be hitting the road hard, and I think we're going to be going out with a very iconic death metal band, so hopefully people will be excited.
Fuck yeah.
And then once that announcement gets made, people are going to shit.
Is it Florida or New York?
Oh, I think we're going to do everything.
Oh, no, I mean like the band.
Oh, shit, I don't know. I don't know where they're from. I don't want to give it away, because if you just narrowed it down to 2 different states, motherfucker, you're going to give it away too.
I'll make you say it.
That's what I'm saying. You're smarter about metal than I am. You just narrowed it down. Florida, New York. Well, goddamn. Someone did their research.
Yeah, that's looking forward to that. That's fucking awesome. When was the last illegal show you played? Was it the Housecore Horror Fest, or did you guys play after that?
I think so.
That's a while back.
Oh, a while back.
Got a couple years, or maybe 3 now. 3 years ago.
3 years, yeah.
Fucking A.
We just we were in a transitional period, you know, after Marzi, and we didn't really stop writing. The issue was who we were going to get to fill in the lineup.
Right.
And but once we had decided on 2 guitars, Steven is a natural guitar player, or he is a guitar player, so...
Right.
I mean, he was like, well, fuck, man, I just want to do that. Absolutely. And we had a previous relationship with De Leon. I had been friends with him on Facebook, stuff like that, you know what I mean? It was one of those funny things, like, dude, you fucking, you know, I've seen you out and about, you know, we sort of talked on the internet, and it's like, dude, Satanic Hispanics, dude, but he does my shit. We just had some shit in common, but we had never met in person, so the first time we meet and really got to hang out was in, like, Germany.
Right.
When he played with MOD.
Yeah, which is awesome.
We met him at a festival. Dude, it was just fucking great. You know what I mean? Just,
yeah.
It was the craziest thing to go to Germany and be like, bro, some Texas homies and shit. So it was awesome, good vibes, and I mean, he was pretty much, Steve was sold on the, I had already known what De Leon was about.
Right.
So when it came like, hey, why don't we ask him? I was like, yeah, absolutely, dude. He's fucking badass. He's a cool dude.
Yeah.
And then Steve had actually really heard him play guitar, doing the solo stuff. He heard him like warming up, and he was like, dude, he's basically playing the shit that we want to play.
Yeah. So
it just made sense. And then Walter, he's actually an old friend of mine from way back in the day. We used to be in the Pit Bulls together.
Right.
This is his mosh organization. So I've known him for years and years, and he left and joined Vaginal Bear Trap and several other death metal grindcore. Have you ever heard of VBT, Vaginal Bear Trap?
I've never heard their music, but yeah, I've heard of them.
But you've been caught there before.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you get in those vaginal bear traps. It's not a...
Yeah, absolutely.
Should put a warning label on those.
Absolutely, man. That's like a Midsummer's Nightmare or something. I don't know.
A Midsummer's Night's Cream.
So De Leon had a close relationship with Walter.
Right.
And he's like, dude, you know Walter, he's a badass bass player. And I was like, Walter? Why does that sound familiar? I only know one Walter, this dude from the Pit Bulls. He's like, that's him. I was like, no shit. So I messaged him on Facebook. It's like, dude, what the fuck? That's you? And he's like, yeah, man, this is what I've been doing. And it's like, well, you're going to be in the band. So it was just one of those things, dude. We were just like, all right, cool. And when we finally got together, it just, you know, Philip had that fucking solid, extreme. I mean, we're I wouldn't say just a death metal band, but extreme band. All of us can fucking
he's very passionate about
shred,
the extreme
but still
music.
Fucking play in the pocket, still have some fucking nice groove, and dude, everything just sounds a lot fuller, a lot tighter. I think people are going to be very, very, very excited when they see us live, because these dudes are absolutely full of energy, and it's just night and day, man. Like I said, the record was recorded so long ago, and for it to still be coming out now, I'm 1,000 times more excited because it's finally happening. And when people hear this record, they're going to hear the progression. For me personally, but for Philip and this band as well, it's definitely, dude. I mean, like I said, it's been a long time since music has caused any kind of revolution or, you know, made anybody really take a second look.
But and this is the time, you know, really.
This is the time. This
capture the younger audiences back into
you know
it.
I mean?
And, you know, it's very important.
We ain't fucking going nowhere, man. This is what we do. So
right, and Phil's very, very versatile as far as the music that he can do, and you know, as a producer as well. So I mean, it definitely shows, and all the projects he's done in this one too with you guys, and you know, we had him on around this time last year, and you know, hanging out with him, he's very human, and it's really nice to see, because we've interviewed a lot of bands, you know, and you know, he's actually just a very human person. It's really
well,
really
he's
cool.
actually part human, part Greasy Strangler. So
yeah, he would not. He loves that fucking shit.
Oh, we all do, dude. That fucking bullshit, and we Sky, all the people involved, man. Everybody involved with that movie is just so fucking cool. And I remember being so, just like a lot of the riffs that we wrote on this record, when it first came about, you first watch it, you first listen, you're just like, what the fuck, dude? I was like, what the fuck are you making me play? What the fuck are you making me watch? What are you thinking? What is this? And then you watch it again, and you hear it again, and you're like, oh. And then it always comes back to Philip, oh, just trust me, asshole. Just trust me.
Yeah, that's what he told us. I went and watched it by myself. And I was like, you know, it's Greasy Strangler.
I want to do that. Just trust me. And then you watch it, and you're like, dude, this is pretty fucking great. It's
like
really
Napoleon Dynamite with dicks.
Oh, dude, it's the best. It's the fucking best. It's hilarious. And, dude, I mean, we watched it, I think on one tour, we watched it like 3 or 4 times. And then we did an interview or something, and we had it on in the background. So in the interview, every couple seconds, you're like, watch. And we fucking watch a part. You just hear people in the back of the bus go, oh! This dude is the best.
I really tell you, disco tootie or whatever.
Yeah, dude, everything. The whole fucking movie. I'm in love with that lady for no reason.
Does he have one of those pink, greasy hats?
I don't think so. I want to say they got a shirt. We
need Phil in that hat, so we're gonna give him one of those hats next time we see you guys.
Oh my god, that'd be the shit, dude.
Or if you want one, the whole band, you can all wear them on stage.
I'll tell you this: I will watch the Greasy Strangler over listening to a Portal album.
Wow.
I've seen and heard them so many times with him. So for me, it's like, well, I want to laugh. I don't want to feel scared and anxious.
Right. Yeah. Well, speaking of that,
I'm a grown man, and this fucking Portal just, I mean, goddamn, it makes me uncomfortable.
I made the mistake. I saw them at Maryland Death Fest a few years back, and this guy in a Brutal Truth shirt handed me this fat joint, and I smoked it before Portal came on, or like basically during Portal, and that was a horrible decision. Because I didn't think they would make me freaked out, you know, just sober, and then I made the mistake of doing that, and I was like, you know, this is like the last day of the festival, so everybody's fucked up, they're all having a good time, but I was like, nobody's high, they all know I'm high, and they don't like me now, and Portal's freaking me the fuck out.
They're fucking playing pissed off.
It's like the soundtrack to my anxiety. And that's kind of what their music is anyway, and it just freaked me the fuck out, and that guy ended up getting, the guy next to me that passed it to me, he got thrown out. by security, like instantly. Like I handed the joint to him, and then he got fucking caught with it.
Great, but sometimes, like when you like, there's been a couple instances where Philip, he likes to wind down in the back, but
sure,
every now and again I might fall asleep before him, like way before him, or just like, man, I'm toast, I'm going to bed, I did too big of a dab, whatever.
Right.
And then Portal's playing in the back of the bus, and I sleep with the bunk right there next to the back door,
right,
to the back lounge. And dude, you talking about falling asleep and waking up like, what's that? Like, cause that's the last thing I heard going to bed was just fucking the end of everything.
Yeah,
and
that's what it is.
The thing about Portal is that when I met them, and before I had ever seen them play live, the music was just beyond me.
Yeah,
just beyond me, dude. And it was still cool, but it was just like, what the fuck am I listening to? When I saw it, I was like, you motherfuckers! Oh my god, this isn't that hard. Like, it was one of those things. Like, it's just so mind blowing, and then you see it, and it's just like, oh, it's fucking real.
Yeah,
like y'all are really fucking doing this shit, and it made it 10 times cooler. And meeting the dudes and how fucking funny they are.
Yeah,
and quick. It was just
very talented.
But then I also met the dudes from the Greasy Strangler. They were a lot nicer.
It's that picture of Phil with them.
More level-headed. Or I could be wrong.
That picture Phil has of them nude is the funniest shit I've ever seen.
God.
Or is that Mad Monster or whatever? They were at that same horror convention.
Oh.
And they took photo ops in the underwear, and there's a picture of them.
That's right. I think Philip K did that.
Yeah, and Phil did it, and the picture's fucking priceless.
Did Philip really pull his junk out?
I don't remember if he had it. I think he had his clothes on and stuff, but they were in nothing.
That seems like it would have been a really hard fight to convince him not to pull his fucking pants down.
He was like, come on, I want to get greasy.
Yeah, he's like, dude, the Greasy Strangler, everybody, dick's out. I was like, no, dude, don't fucking do that. I don't know, we could use the PR, fuck it.
Right? Yeah.
I'll talk it out with him. We'll talk it over.
Get greasy, there you go.
Get greasy. But dude, with all that being said, all of those inspirations, a lot of it really goes into that's the personality with the music.
Right.
We like a lot of tongue in cheek. We like to talk a lot of shit. We like to make people feel anything, really.
Yeah.
And blast beats and stuff. I mean, there's a lot of consistent stuff on this album.
Right.
But it's really an extension of me and where I come from, and it's just a step. This is just a stepping stone of the next thing that's going to happen. Because now that we know we can pull this off together, we're excited about the next one. So. Sure. But right now, I think it's just this album. It just needs people, once they get it in their hands, they're going to fucking trip balls. And
oh yeah,
and that's going to be very satisfying for me. I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, for you guys, what I've heard, it's fucking nasty. I'm really, been jamming it out. So
good. It needs to be played loud.
Just get lost in it.
Yeah, get lost in it.
Wreck your car, whatever you gotta do.
No, unless if you got insurance, you're all right.
No, figuratively, don't be behind the wheel.
Yeah, absolutely.
Take precautions, and maybe listen to it a few times, not in your car first, see what it does.
Yeah.
Now the Illegals thing did start with the War of the Gargantuous split, which is awesome. That's one of my favorite things. Still, I think you guys ever did, because you did the Warbeast songs on there too, which is awesome.
Yeah, those songs are great. Very, very awesome songs. They stayed in the set forever. Right.
And then what was it like doing that, recording two different things? Was it around the same time, or did you have stuff already set aside for that?
No, I think I did. Warbeast to do the two songs that we were going to record.
Right.
And we were going to do the split, and I wasn't sure if we were going to put them on the album or not. We were just like, well, let's just go ahead and get these out. These two fucking rip.
Right.
We'll just put them on the split. We'll just make a ripping ass split. And then, but the illegal stuff we had already recorded as well. We recorded in a different session. But, man, working with the Warbeast guys and working with Philip is two different animals. Warbeast is sort of more, at that point in time, was definitely more my baby.
Yeah.
And our baby. So, we really, for me, I was like, dude, I just want to play fucking fast. And these two songs just need to be fucking ballistic. And Scott agreed. We all agreed that 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 was the next step for Warbeast. Like, the first album, very classic thrash, kind of. So I was like, dude, like, use me, tag me in, bro. This is what I fucking do. Let's go. Let's fucking go. And so those songs were a progression of what became Destroy. And at the same time, when I was working with Philip, he was definitely pushing me to do different things. But at that time, Philip had a lot of the majority of the songs kind of already nailed down. So I came in and we just rewrote some drum parts, stuff like that.
Nice.
But I had to come in and rewrite everything or do all this other stuff. But as soon as we recorded the first Illegals album, sometime after we toured for a little while, somewhere after that is when we all started writing again. And when we started writing again, Philip really would he was like, this is what I have an idea for the drums, or he would just sort of mouth something, and I would just try to emulate it. And at first, a lot of the stuff was just like, man, this is really fucking weird. He's like, dude, just trust me. Just back to the just trust me, asshole. Just trust me. He's like, if you love me, just trust me. And I'm like, all right, man. I mean, I was pacing around my apartment at the time and was just like, whoa, this is the shit. Like, dude, everything clicked. Everything made sense. And that's the beauty of working with Philip, is that, he can mold and take something that you would maybe think that has no business doing anything, that's going to have any impact at all, and he will make it a classic.
Yeah.
And that's weird to say about death metal or heavy metal, but if you look at Philip's repertoire, if you listen to any one of his fucking songs, there's not one Pantera song, there's not one Down song, there's not one song he's ever written, besides, no offense to maybe some of the, other songs that he does with other people, compilations or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Where it doesn't sound like it's not Philip, or it doesn't sound like this man wrote a story for this.
Right.
Like, it makes sense. It's perfect. Like, when you hear a guitar solo or a drum lick, that's the lick. That's the law.
Yeah.
His vocals, his lyrics, they are the fucking law.
Right.
And that's what, that's my favorite thing about working with Philip, is that, I do trust him, and he turns it into fucking gold. Whether or not other people think so, it's not my fucking concern. But for me personally, with what he did with the final product with the Illegals, it's the most beautifully ugly thing we've ever done. and we're just getting started. Now that we know this is what we can do, you know what I mean? The next one is just gonna, we're kind of like, well, fuck.
I'm paying attention to a lot of things coming out and trying to keep all my ducks in a row here, but this is definitely a good one to start the year.
It's definitely going to be sicker than this fart I just laid on myself here in this room. I really can't go anywhere else, so I'm a little as comfortable as I would be listening to Portal right now.
Oh, it's a little bit smellier than Portal, though.
Yeah, those guys don't stink. They're actually very good-looking guys. They're pretty handsome, very clean.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, you wouldn't think, but they are.
Damn Australians, keep it clean.
Oh, dude, their singer is so nice, and I can't help but call him Iron Man, because he fucking looks like Iron Man. He looks like Robert Downey Jr. And he's fucking chiseled, and then when he gets up there, he's so fucking scary.
He's like Cthulhu, or he's like a clock monster, or there's some weird shit.
Oh, dude, that's awesome. And
all different things.
So hopefully, when the Illegals come out on tour and do some stuff, we'll be able to. I think we're really going to focus on pushing this record and doing a lot of tours. I'm hoping we do a world tour, because Philip already has some stuff going on in Europe, so I'm hoping to be able to have a chance to sort of tag along and be able to do other stuff with him.
So European fans, be on the lookout for the Illegals. Maybe they'll come wreck your shit.
Oh, there ain't no maybe. We're fucking going. We're fucking coming. We're making them go.
Well, you heard it here. Be prepared.
Yeah, be prepared. Be ready. Fucking get the snacks that you want to hook us up with. Everything, all the goodies, all the treats.
And Greasy.
I just had a lot of commitments, and
right.
But I was never going to leave Warbeast hanging.
Right.
As soon as we decided that we were going to put out this last album, all I could think of was that okay, well, if we get a tour, we'll go and do the lineup changes due to all kinds of shit before coming up to the album. It just got, it was just a lot. And then right when we recorded the album, sometime after that, or sometime before, Bruce started having his medical issues, and unfortunately, it's really, you know, him being his cancer, stage 4 cancer.
Yeah, it turned out it's heartbreaking. I mean,
it's insanity. You know, he's a good dude, and he's kept every promise pretty much he's ever made to me.
Yeah,
and he's always been there, and you know, despite our arguments or whatever disagreements we've ever had, he's always, you know, like I said, he's always been good and fair to me, and been very supportive.
So you guys still have a pretty good relationship now, and you guys talk?
We don't talk as much as I would like, but I mean, he's going through a lot, man.
Yeah.
He's going through a lot right now, and he has his proper support circle around him.
Right.
So that's what's important. His wife Gina is an absolutely beautiful woman, and she's without her, you know, I'm pretty sure he would be lost already. So
wow.
It's just he's a good man, and we just hope he pulls through and fucking kicks this thing's ass, man. Because there's I feel personally that Warbeast still has a lot of unfinished business, and that's what I want. I just want Bruce to be able to have that opportunity to fucking finish what he started.
Damn right, man. And if anybody wants to donate to his fund, you go to fundraiser.com and go to the Bruce Corbitt Fund, and you know, donate anything you can to help his treatment and get that fucking insurance that he needs and everything to help forego, you know, more treatment. I think people recently have been a lot more accommodating to him as far as future treatment, but you know, for right now, they kind of heard that some of it was shut down, so it's very unfortunate news. But I have a lot of faith in the guy, and I think he's a strong motherfucker. So we'll see how far it goes, you know.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
We're still here, man, and we're gonna do whatever we can.
Fuck yeah! And if you guys haven't heard "Enter the Arena" by Warbeast, definitely check it out. It's a fucking ass ripper of a record, and it's really. It's just kick ass. It's definitely worth having, and you know, Bruce is a death metal legend, also, you know, being a rigor mortis and all that shit, and it's, you know, some of the best death metal shit ever written. So if you guys are unfamiliar with that, but you're familiar with Warbeast, definitely check out rigor mortis too.
Oh yeah, rigor mortis. And if you haven't checked out Scott Shelby, his old band Gamacide.
Okay.
Gamacide is pretty badass, but not to overshadow rigor mortis and nothing like that. Also, in memory of Skasha, Mikey. He was an amazing guitar player, and I had the opportunity. Casey Orr was in Warbeast, so I basically got to jam with everybody in rigor mortis at one point or another, and you know, they were all good dudes.
Well, I want to thank you so much for your time, and we hope to see you on tour soon.
This is Blue from Philip H, Anselmo The Illegals, and Superjoint, and you're listening to FANTASM Podcast.